All right. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on when you're listening to us. Welcome to the commencement of the first Four Random Guys 4RG Season 1, Episode 1. That's pretty official, guys. What do you think? We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We are official people. We're getting the gang together, the cult. Jesus.
I want to be the leader of this cult.
Oh.
You make more money that way.
No.
But, you
But
don't make
wait. There's money movement in a cult? Like official money movement?
Alright, let's move on.
Okay. Alright, so we plan to do around 25 episodes per season. This is our first episode, obviously. Once we hit our 25th, we'll be giving away 2 drink tumblers customized with our logo and 5 hoodies. So the plan is to do 2 of our blue hoodies, 2 of our green, and then 1 mystery hoodie. And if you get that, you get a autographed item that we have not decided yet because we're not that had a game on yet. So, and then stay tuned on our Snapchat page, and we will be letting you guys know when we are doing our first merch drop, probably on our 3rd episode of our podcasts, and we already have shirts ordered and ready to go. So, furthermore, welcome to the podcast, and let's go around the table, share your first name and your hobby that you're interested in. My name is Zach, and I will probably say golf. Going over to John.
Alright, I am John. I'm probably, I'm one of the 4 members. And obviously.
Is this an AA meeting? Sorry, it seems a little AA-ish.
And I'm probably going to say into running and stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
I like it. All right, Carson.
I'm Carson, and I like baseball.
We're starting off from ground zero.
I'm Carson, and I like baseball.
All right. Corbin?
I'm Corbin, and I have a giant hobby in fiction for computers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you have your own PC yourself?
Kinda. It's more of a laptop, but it does the job.
Do you plan, when you get the chance to build your own PC?
No. I've built many, but I don't have a need for one.
He's just not good at it, is what he's trying to say.
Whoa.
He works for a major PC area, but he decides not to build his own PC.
Yes, correct.
What a whip.
Whatever.
All right. So let's see here. So our 3 topics today are going to be planned to be COVID-19, aliens, and a surprise topic. Just so you guys know that this is opinion-based podcast. We're not going to be strict on this stuff. If we bounce topic to topic, that's fine. Just so you guys know, in episode 3, which is after these first 2 podcasts, we plan to let it be open for all of the viewers, and we want to hear your opinion on it. The comments section is open on our first podcast, and we're welcoming opinions on this. We want to have at least 2 different opinions from our viewers of what you guys think our topics should be. And if we're releasing more and more podcasts, we want to have your opinion on it. We don't want to be one-sided. So, furthermore, let's start off with COVID-19, the China virus, or as Trump says it.
It's stupid.
Well, that's our opinion from Hewitt there. That's how we're ending this, I guess. Congratulations, that was our first podcast. All right. Well, how has it affected all of your lives? I know for me, it's honestly pushed back a lot of the. I was planning to do an apprenticeship program out of Madison, and that pushed back a ton of that stuff. And it was kind of annoying because it was supposed to start in July, but it unfortunately is now planned to October or November. So, John, has it pushed back a lot of your life stuff so far?
Yeah, it's pushed back like anything for the summer that was planned or spring. Like I was gonna go across seas, and a friend of mine.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Gonna come across seas, and due to the COVID and everything, since over here it was just bad enough, so we weren't able to. Especially in the area we're in Wisconsin, it's like one of the bigger major states for this, so couldn't really fly or do anything for it. So I guess it's affected it that way in school. And basically local things, like usually stores opening up and all that. I'm sure everybody else has had the same problems.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I think the craziest part about it is all these colleges and schools trying to go to either hybrid schedules or they're trying to go to full virtual schedules or full in-class schedules. And honestly, wearing a mask for a lot of these different schools is annoying for kids, but it's the security of being back in school is nice for some kids, but other kids, it's just an opt-out of going to school at all and going straight virtual. So I know that's a different change for everybody else. Going to you, Carson, what do you think is a big change in your life of COVID-19?
I couldn't even have my senior year of baseball, and with me, we would have event seniors for this year for baseball, and I was the only manager, so they don't have a manager next year. As of right now, they don't have a manager lined up for varsity, and last 4 years, I was one of the only managers.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a hard time finding a new manager to replace me.
Mm-hmm.
And like when COVID first started, we do Monday night dinner on my dad's side, but we didn't do that for the first couple of months because we didn't know how bad COVID really is. But recently, we did.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different opinions going out there about what the mask mandate should be and if we should go back. As soon as Thanksgiving hits, this plan of the public health is to basically go right back to where we were, square one, as soon as winter hits. And, I mean, it sucks enough that we are stuck to having to wear masks. And there is a lot of controversy off of this. There's many people that say it should be fully mandated, and there's many people that should just say that, well, I mean, we should have the people with health conditions wear masks, and we should have the elderly wear masks that are more susceptible to getting COVID or to passing from COVID. And it's a very emotional experience for all of us. I mean, I don't know what your guys' take on masks is, and if you want to shoot an opinion in, you can, so.
I'm alright with the mask. I mean, if it's in public, I'll of course wear one, especially for the safety of others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really see it as taking away my right, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with wearing it for school and all that. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm coming to the point where I'm just used to it now. At first I was kind of like, this is a lot to change over to, but when you have to do it day in, day out, it's kind of just your usual. I mean, currently I have like 5 different face masks, and I just throw them in the wash at the end of the night, and it's just a normal thing. I mean, to the people that aren't a fan of it, I get that. It's going to probably be a thing in our lives for the next year, but it's there. Hewitt, going to you.
But CDC haven't made up their mind.
All right. So Corbin, what is your take on the mask thing?
I feel like the masks aren't really a problem unless you're either working or when it comes to school. School is fine. It's just like gym class. We still have to wear them when you're inside.
Oh, seriously?
So whether you're running or, it's hard to breathe. That's the really only problem I have with it. Or if you're working, it gets warm. Nothing you can do about it, though.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Wait, any of the teachers yelled at somebody who is not wearing a mask?
Yeah, that happens all the time, yeah. If someone's not wearing a mask, teachers get right on them.
I'm sure they'd enforce it too.
Yeah, they do.
So a lot of the teachers have kids and stuff. I'm sure that they don't want to have to spread it. Right?
I'm just asking because I'm all on right now for college.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I know a lot of the colleges are actually going to making it a not so much of the it's more of a mandate for colleges, but I know one of the guys I work with currently actually had and got kicked out of college for not wearing his mask twice in college, and now he's strictly virtual because they said masks were the way, and if you don't abide by our rules, then you need to just go virtual, and it's a health risk for these people, which I understand that. If you don't want to abide by the rules, masks are the new thing. You just need to understand that some people have different opinions, and that's how it's going to be. So
I was at Coast a couple weeks ago with my mom, and we walked by a couple of people wearing masks. None of the employees came up to the people and asked them why they're not wearing a mask.
yeah, it's a change. So right now, John, in your life, where are you having to wear masks? School and...
Yes, basically school. I don't really wear it much around our community, like at home and all that, because usually I'm distance away from people. But it's basically just school and in public, especially work. I'll maybe have to wear one pretty soon because I'm going to be going back.
Are you having to wear masks at work right now, too?
No, we don't have to. We had an outbreak where one person ended up having COVID. Then they sent him home. They sent him home, and what ended up happening is everybody at work had to get tested, and until they got tested and they got the results, they had to wear a mask. But if they didn't get the results back, then they don't. When you get your results back saying negative, you can take the mask off. Then.
Well, and Hugh, I know you said your dad had some issues with it too as well.
Yeah, like 2 people are out with COVID, and since nobody's taking the overtime, they hold second shift for half and or their first shift in half. So like a couple of times in the last few weeks, my dad has to start work 2:30 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. Like, and like the supervisors don't do a single thing to help them out with it.
Yeah. Well, and it's such a change. I mean, and the scary part about it, though, is, which I know that some people have different takes on, and this is something that's kind of controversial, which I don't know if this is a good place to put it, but there's been a lot of different ways that these COVID tests have come about, and the hospitals will just take them and go like, well, that's another COVID death or another COVID test positive, and it's a lot of grant money in the hospital's hands, and it sucks that we're having issues with hospitals falsely advertising COVID deaths as regular deaths because they are trying to get perks from it. It's like, this is a serious global pandemic. Why are we using it as a profit margin for all these places? It's like, that is insane.
I feel like they are miscounting how many people actually got. Like when.
Well, I would agree with that as well. I would fully agree with that.
Yeah, because like some people have health problems, okay, but like, oh, they died, so let's just blame COVID.
Well, so, and I know, according to here, I'll just pull the numbers on this. Okay, so after pulling these numbers, sorry for that little in between here. According to Johns Hopkins University, this is the current number is 39,803,562 cases, and 8 million just in the U.S., 7 million in India, and 5 million in Brazil. And I mean, these are the bigger numbers that are coming out, and as we see the daily cases, they're going further and further up. But we also have to remember that this is because we are hitting the time in the year where it's getting colder, more people are congregating in different areas because of the weather changing, and more people are getting to the point where we're just like, well, we're kind of sick of masks, but then all these other people are just kind of like giving up, which is not a good thing because these cases are going to keep going further and further up, which is terrible for that to happen.
Sorry to interrupt you, Zach. But
You're good.
India has so many people and not enough space to don't have a ton of space, but they have a ton of people. And like, I think in my social studies class a couple of years ago, like they had 5 kids in each family. Like, so bunch of people in one family and now out of space.
Well, and that equals to way, way more cases in like more general areas too. And I understand
like, and these first world countries don't have like that healthcare like some of these first world countries. So I think like these smaller countries would probably have more cases because they don't have the best doctors.
Yeah, I understand that. And so, just pulling the last few facts off this Johns Hopkins live map, and just so you guys know, if you want to check this out, this is the HTTPS coronavirus JHU Johns Hopkins map, and this is the coronavirus resource center. This is a live map. This is updating almost every hour or every day. It depends on when all the results are coming in. But just so you guys are aware of this, the deaths versus the recovered are slowly changing for the better. And we're going from 33,000 deaths to 78,000, almost 80,000 recovered, which is a good number for how much it's changing. And this was in New York alone. Same thing with Texas currently, 17,000, which, do not get me wrong, these deaths are terrible. It's for all these families that are having to go through this. 723,000 over the 17,000 mark recovered from COVID-19. I mean, if that's not a good number for this, I don't know what is. And I'm not downplaying COVID-19 whatsoever, but I'm appreciating the fact that these numbers are going better for the worse. So, yeah. Do you guys have anything to add to this COVID thing here?
I don't think so. I think we've covered, or we've talked about quite quite a lot of what's going on and how it's affected us and everything.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely changed a lot of what we do in daily lives, and I hope that we can figure out a way to fix it and amend it, and that it's something that goes away soon, and we don't have to deal with it in our daily lives, and that a lot of these people can recover over it, and those numbers keep going higher for the recovered and lower for the deaths. The more we can get over that peak, the better we're doing. So stay safe to all of you out there, and let's keep those numbers the way they're doing, and let's hope we can keep all those deaths down. So, yeah. Okay, so a little bit of switch here. As you guys know, it is currently October 18th. We are almost in the peak of Halloween, and we already hit spooky season, or if you guys call it the fall season. Culver's released their pumpkin shakes. A lot of different places are putting out those pumpkins, and pumpkin patches are opening up with the mask kind of situation, but we're all kind of getting back to the fall situation, so... another one of those things that comes out is the movie take on it, and all the new movies that are coming out, but also movies in general. So let's go around the table here. Really, really broad aspect, but Marvel or DC fan? I'm going to say Marvel myself. John, this is, I know, controversial for all of us here.
This is an easy question right now. It's obviously a Marvel.
And I mean, you've watched DC movies to compare them to DC, and DC is a hard pass off of Marvel, correct?
Yeah, DC it's like watching the movies. They're basically copying what Marvel's trying to do with both cinematic universes. Like, they've tried doing the Justice League, they've tried building their characters into the movies and into their way up to it, but as we've seen from like the box office results, obviously it's not doing so great.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie sense, Marvel takes the cake. It's a much better universe and has a higher, probably, fan base. But in the comics is where DC will overrule Marvel, I think.
Well, and I can agree with that. I think I have always grew up and just inspired by all the different cool Marvel movies. I thought, and I think it's really funny because there's this one post that came about on, I think it was Reddit, that was after watching a Marvel movie and taking the character aspects from the Marvel movie and feeling like you were a superhero leaving it. I think it's, to all these kids watching these movies growing up, I think it's kind of a role model, but it's also kind of interesting to see the different things that come out of them. And all the Marvel movies coming out. However, there was a lot of different changes to the Marvel universe. However, and this is a spoiler alert if you guys haven't actually finished the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Alright, apparently this is news. Hewitt over here has not finished the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Womp womp womp.
He has not finished Endgame.
I don't even have Netflix or Hulu, so...
This is like a...
I don't think they
But I don't think... I think you can do Disney Plus for
Yeah,
a
Disney
few
Plus
of
has
those.
most of them.
Yeah, Disney Plus has all the...
I don't even have Disney Plus.
I mean, that's
But
fair
if
though.
somebody gets me a CD, I can watch it on my computer, so...
Well, no,
That's
we
true.
need to get you to watch Endgame. I mean, it needs to happen. Endgame's good, man. Well, it was sad.
We can't just watch Endgame with him, is the thing. We have to go through the entire... We have
Jesus.
to build our way all the way up to it.
We're gonna start from Iron Man 1 and make our way up.
All of you guys just buy me the CDs and tell me or to watch them, then I can watch them when I have time.
Jesus. Okay, but you've seen like every other movie besides Endgame, though, right?
No.
Oh,
God.
what movies have you missed?
Carson, do you live
I only
under
have-
a rock?
I only have seen Iron Man.
Well,
Oh my God, where has your childhood been?
Well, boys, we got a lot of work to do.
We've got a recon team here. Let's start from ground zero. Well, I mean, it's a good start.
Well, which one, Carson? Just the first or all?
First two.
The first two. Okay.
Okay,
that's
so
a
he
start.
saw more than one of the Iron Man. That's a start. Well, I mean, you got to get there. You're gonna have a lot of watching to do, and we are gonna have this group movie watching day, I think, to recap Carson on his Marvel Universe kind of thing. So, Jesus, this is insane. Well, as you guys actually the ones who watched Endgame, and this is a spoiler if you don't watch Endgame, RDJ died, and apparently he also has a daughter. 3,000 times, but this is a heartbreaking thing, and every single time I watch it, it still hurts. Honestly, watching RDJ take the loss for this was kind of sad. Now, the one controversial topic that I will ask John and Corbin here, do you think, honestly, that they will bring RDJ out of the dead after doing this? Because
No.
there is talk on all these fan pages that there is some way that Marvel will bring RDJ back just for the hell of it.
I mean, they probably will in the future for like a small cameo,
Mm-hmm.
but because his contract is up with Marvel and Disney and stuff, I'm sure he won't be like a big major character in the movies.
However, though, and I correct me if I'm wrong in this, I don't follow too much of the upcoming stuff. Either in Black Widow or in the new Spider-Man, RDJ is going to have a cameo in one of the upcoming ones.
He might. I don't know. I haven't read much.
And when I mean cameo, this is older. Like, this is him in a prior, before Endgame.
Oh, so they might already have the footage. I can see them doing that then.
Yeah, so like, because it's a new Spider-Man, but it's an old cameo from him that they did all this recording after Endgame when they didn't end him out. So,
But what are they going to do with Black Panther because the actor passed away?
well, and they had so much plans with Black Panther's like how it was gonna go, and Black Panther and that ending. Do you know the actual actor's name, John?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, okay.
I'm sure in the next Black Panther movie they're going to talk about like his death or something. That something happened off screen, and then there's probably going to be about like they're trying to co-op with everything going on, and like Shuri and people like that.
Well, and it's crazy. I mean, the dude was such a great actor in all these movies, and bringing them into the middle of this cinematic universe, and then just throwing him into it. I mean, the dude really kind of gave a good, like, hard stand right off the bat.
He was like an underrated actor.
Yeah, there was so much of it that where people were, like, controversial off that. I think that he was a good actor. I really do. I think he had more to come, and I think that, sadly, his death was the ending of what his legend became. I mean, and also R.I.P. Stan Lee, just as we're on this topic right now. Yeah.
Like, so many famous people this year who passed away.
Also, and can we also appreciate the fact that Stan Lee also had there's a video on YouTube if you guys want to check this out, all of Stan Lee's cameos. Some of which I know if you're a true Marvel fan, you paid attention to where Stan Lee had cameos in movies. Every single movie that Marvel had, I believe, Stan Lee had a cameo in, and even the off-side ones that were some whack movies for Stan Lee also where they had cameos. And so if you want to check out that video, it's on YouTube, and all of Stan Lee's cameos in Marvel movies. So, okay, big picture. What is your favorite superhero out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Ooh, this is going to be a hard question. Somebody, I'm not going to go first on this one.
Dude, it's easy. Rocket Raccoon.
Oh,
Any day of the week. Any day
he
of the
joined the
week.
game late into the session,
He
though.
did, but he made it worth it.
What do you mean, not late?
Sure, I'm
He
defining
joined
that
like
the
whole time.
2014 or something. I forgot.
I mean,
2014.
But that was
I
like
think-
after
yeah, I
all
believe
the
so.
Captain America and all the Iron Man movies. He came in after.
Okay, so
No, he did. He was
Yeah, he did.
before. He was before Civil War.
I mean, yeah.
Was
but that's
he?
the last.
I thought it was Civil
No, he
War
was before.
then.
He was before Civil War.
No,
I think.
okay, so the Guardians of the Galaxy was like in 2014, if I'm right. So that's like probably, I think probably after or
That's,
right before
yeah.
the second Captain
Huh.
America.
Oh. I guess
Oh.
my timing's wrong.
Order of events is okay, I don't know.
He's
I
been
know.
in it longer than a lot of characters have.
Jesus.
I would say Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
I
the
don't
only
think
one
too
you've
far.
seen, Carson.
Wow.
You gotta watch. No, we're not starting the burn train here, but you gotta watch more of the episodes, not to be like, well, Iron Man. I mean, you gotta have the build up here. Iron Man is okay.
He could have said Rudy, I guess.
Oh, that's true.
Or-
Because number 2, he would have been. Could have said Pepper Potts.
Or I could just stay silent and just.
Also, hold on. Did Black Widow come in Iron Man and on Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
She was in there.
She was like with Iron Man. Well, not like with, but like.
Yeah.
From like a trainer.
Because I was going to say, she was in it.
Yeah, that's when they were introducing S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, basically.
What was the episode the movie that Iron Man was like locked in his house?
3?
Was that 3?
He wasn't locked in his house.
Not locked in his house, but
You're
where?
Ant-Man had a stay-at-home order or
No. It was. I know it was Iron Man, but so his house was like, it wasn't destroyed, but they were doing a renovation on his house, and Happy, correct? That's the
that's just
agent.
The right-hand man and like the director from
So
a lot of the movies.
Happy was in his house with him.
Yeah,
and
he took out.
Yeah, he had that
thing
big huge
inside.
case
It was
of all the
3.
memories.
Must have been 3.
Yeah, but 3 was when. No,
Maybe it wasn't 3.
I think it was 2.
2, maybe.
Because that was when Happy brought this big, huge case to him, and this was all of his... Oh, okay, so it would have been when he first discovered this triangle hard piece. Because that's when he went through all of his dad's documents. He brought out that, like, map of this... That was 2. Because he brought out this big, huge map of this area that was in Stark Industries... and built this like huge map, and his father gave him this directions, and then he built this new chess piece.
Okay.
All right, that was a good dive apparently. All right, so I've watched all of the Marvel movies. Out of all the Marvel movies, I'm gonna have to go with Iron Man, and this is someone who's, and I'm not dissing you on this whatsoever. I've watched all the Marvel movies, and I'm still a big fan of RDJ. The only reason for it is because I thought it was cool that RDJ was kind of the mechanic, the tinker, that he could start off of stuff. And yes, I know Marvel movies are not real, but the guy his figure of it, he's a father figure in this last ending game, and was a mechanic, did all these different things, and he built his own suits. That's pretty cool. I thought it was kind of neat. John, we gotta go back to you.
Alright, I've thought about it. I still haven't come up with an exact answer, but I'm going to have to go with Thor at the moment.
Okay, all right.
It's a good look. Well, the good transition going from the first Thor movie and second one with the long
Wait,
hair.
hold up, though. Hold up. Did you like the OG Thor with the long hair and, like, the actual superhero figure? Did you like the cut style with, like, the mohawk kind of thing, or did you like the fat Thor?
Fat Thor from Endgame?
Yes.
Alright.
He's the OG, alright.
He's the OG.
In that one, he is the most powerful that he's more powerful than he's ever been in that
That's
one movie
true.
than he has been in all the other movies. That's what the directors even said. That's
Yeah.
what it was supposed to be.
That's true.
So
He's just chunky.
Fat Thor, maybe, yeah, it may be chunky, but he will still kick your ass.
He's bringing that hammer down to the ground with his 400-pound weight. Jesus.
I like the Endgame, not the Endgame, the Infinity War and Thor Ragnarok. Thor best.
Yeah, Thor. Okay, so I'll be honest with this one. I did not watch Thor Ragnarok, as it's called, correct?
Yeah, Ragnarok's the third one.
So I did not watch these in order, and I watched those out of order, and I went back to those, and those were actually. Thor Ragnarok was good. It was a good in between. I don't know what your opinion on it or yours is, but I thought it was good, and then I pieced it together to figure out where it was in the whole plot in the movie list, but I thought it was good.
It would be right before Infinity War, because the last scene of the whole movie is just them arriving up to Thanos' ship.
And then that's when Thor gets... not Thor, Hulk gets in the ship and he goes off, and then that's where this takes place, is from Hulk crashing into this area and then them discovering him as like this super beast or whatever. Do I have this right?
No.
What? Okay, yeah, but didn't he...
Alright, so they get to... Alright, in case people haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it yet, you just don't want to see it.
Okay,
so
honestly, before you said this, if you're watching this podcast not expecting us to talk about spoilers, you probably should have just already left the podcast early in. I mean... Alright, continuing on though, John.
Alright, so this is what happened. They arrived at Thanos' ship. They got on the ship. They killed half the people. And then Loki dies. Or Hulk gets the crap kicked out of him.
That's
Heimdall
right.
sends them back to Doctor Strange's house. I forgot the place it's called. Not house, but you guys know what I mean.
It's like his lab or something like that. They call it. It's like some weird
Dungeon.
thing. Yeah, probably.
Alright, so Hulk gets sent there because he got his butt kicked by Thanos. The Black Order didn't even stop him or nothing. They just let him go at it. And then they killed. So after that, they killed Heimdall, then Loki, because Loki's the one that surprised him with Hulk. And then they left the ship, and then they blew it up, basically. So most of Asgard, I think, was pretty dead. And then he was picked up by the Guardians of the Galaxy. And then
Oh, that's right.
that's the whole beginning of basically.
And that's then they get picked up and then they get like taken to oh my God,
Well,
Thanos. Because
well-
that's when that starts with Hulk there and all a few of them there.
Hulk's then on Earth, and then Thor's with the Guardians. He tells them where Thanos is going, which is to get the next stone, which is on nowhere because of the Thor movie, The Dark World.
Oh,
Watch
so
the ending.
Thor crash lands on like Ragnarok's area, but where does that like? How does Thor Ragnarok? Before that, what happens? Because I know Thor is in the ship and she's telling him like that sun's getting real low or something like that, if I'm correct. And then
Like what happened to Hulk, or
yeah, because
what are you trying to say?
he was the one that was in the ship by himself,
Yeah, so
big, and then she was talking to him, and then when who gets there that's partnering with him? It's Thor, correct? Yeah.
all right, so the whole thing is basically for the Hulk after Infinity War, after Age of Ultron, in one of the last few scenes of Age of Ultron, Hulk is in the Quinjet, if I'm right, that's what it's called, and then he goes just into space just to leave and everything. He even turns off Scarlett Johansson's message saying, "Hey, big guy."
Oh, that's right.
So he
Okay.
can't. So he doesn't go back to Bruce Banner. So he stays the Hulk, and then that's when he arrives at what's his name? Not the Collector, but his brother,
Oh yeah.
the Grand Master.
Yes. Okay.
So that's when he gets to that planet and stuff, and he becomes his best warrior, basically for show. And then that's when Thor arrives after the fight with Hela and Loki. Loki was already there, made friends with the Grand Master.
All right. Well, that's all right. Well, I'm more caught up in the movies than it's so much in the Marvel universe to pick apart, and if you don't really watch like where it ends, where it starts, and like the in betweens, there's a lot of things Marvel adds into it that you really got to pay attention to.
Might have to use a note.
Yeah,
A
ju-
notebook to do notes.
Pull out your PC and just start typing paragraphs of information of how it starts. All right. So you said what was your favorite? You said
My movie or character?
your character.
Mine was Rocket Raccoon.
Well, that's a whole different animal. All right,
Yeah.
let's go off that. Favorite movie of Marvel? I'm going to go with Iron Man 3.
That is a good one.
Wasn't that with Mandarin?
Yeah,
That is.
yeah.
And
Well, not the exact Mandarin, because they're going to
Well,
introduce
yeah.
the actual character from the comics into like
Yes.
the Shanghai or something. I don't know exactly what it's called. I forgot. I'm not that
Eh.
big of a fan as you guys can tell, but still.
and the reason why I like that one is because it kind of shows him at his weakest, and then he's using all of his resources at the very end to overcome something. And I think that it's kind of good to see a hero kind of beat to crap. I know that sounds mean, but it makes them look good if they're not just constantly using all this latest and greatest crap and they're going back to the basics. It kind of took you back to the first movie.
It helps us up the character change.
It does.
Which is what you would
yeah.
need for the plot. To carry out big characters like this throughout the entire series.
Yeah. All right, John, favorite movie?
I'm to go with either of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You gotta love them.
Mm-hmm.
Or Infinity War. They're all hard to choose from.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Corbin?
Probably Infinity War. I personally didn't like Endgame. It just wasn't a movie
Not-
I enjoyed.
No.
I know there was a
You can
lot of people that were like hesitant.
It was so
You can
slow.
You can sleep through 3 hours of almost
Yeah.
3 hours to 2.5 hours of
Yeah,
it.
you
Not
really
miss a
could.
thing. And the last half hour is the only part that really matters.
Well, that
Yeah.
was what, and okay, so I like Marvel. I think their movies are really cool, but I think that Endgame was just like, it wasn't there.
No.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was Infinity War that Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Infinity War, they kill off most of our heroes. Then sorry about this, Hewitt or Carson. We're just gonna go with this. If you need to cover your ears, go right ahead. But in Infinity War, they just kill off all these heroes. But in Endgame, it's like they bring them all back. It's like, really? Come on. You had to use 2 movies to do it, or to like, kill off and bring back.
Yeah.
It just seems way, way too much time and like money pawning just to get 2 movies out.
There was just so much hype for Endgame.
Oh my God.
For just delivery, for how much they built it up, I don't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I mean, it really did suck though. I worked at the theater at that time. Boy, that was a horrid weekend of work.
Oh my God. All right, so we are currently at 35 minutes into our podcast. We hope you guys all enjoy the podcast. I think the podcast is going really well so far, and I think it's good to have open opinions on this and just kind of see where it takes us. Carson, you need to watch more of the Marvel movies. That's what we
I
found
know.
out.
But,
I did not know this until now.
But I have a question for you guys. If you had one superpower, what would it be and why?
Okay, before we get to the superpower thing,
It seems like a lot of people actually use this question for psychological reasons. It really tells the type of person that you are. Like if you say you
It
want to
does.
be invisible.
Wait.
It's like,
Sorry to interrupt you, John. Before we get into this, I'm just going to conclude this last point of this. We are currently 9 minutes away from ending our podcast. Our plan is to end our podcast at approximately 45 minutes in. We are currently at 36 minutes into our podcast. We're going to do another podcast as well. As soon as you guys see this first video drop, you should also, or this first podcast drop, correct me. You also see episode 2 coming out, and episode 2 is a continuous of our first podcast. Our plan is to keep doing this for our podcast. This way we can have a break in between our podcasts, and you guys can also have a stopping point for them. So, all right, so continuing on to this, John, you think that it's you said psychological aspect to what your favorite power is?
okay, so the question, like, if you could have a power, what would it be? A lot of
Yes.
people use this for like a psychological question because this one question, whatever you answer, it shows the type of person that you are. Like, if I say I want to be invisible, it tells you, like, those people don't really like to talk, they don't want to be seen. Or
You're
they
more
don't
of a
like
shy
attention.
person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So this type of question really tells, or can show a lot of people what type of person you are.
Oh, okay. So if we're going off powers here, I guess I would probably go with maybe. No, we're gonna go to Carson on this. I don't have a real thing off this. So only because I don't really have a certain one. There's a few that I like, but Hewitt.
I'm read people's mind because I like to help people, and I like to help people, and I don't know how to help them if I don't know what they need help with.
So what do you say you think on yours?
Like ability to read people's minds because I like to help people, and I don't know how to help them unless I don't know what they need help with.
See, I like that idea. I really, really do. But there is some circumstances where if I had that ability, I'd be like, wow, this really sucks. It really does. Because you walk in the room and people would be like, really? You walk in the room and you have like someone's and they'll be like, oh my God, he's like a father figure to me. I was like, just, you have some people that are like really diss to you and some people that are really pro to you. And it's like,
Then you can see what people really think of you.
Yes, but then the other thing is, too, do you really want to see everybody's thought on you all the time? That'd be kind of...
Creepy.
Yeah! I'd be like, woo! I don't know if I can take that. I'd just be like, yeah.
I'm a people person.
No. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Go right for it. That is, I understand what you're coming from at it, and it seems like a good power. I agree. Yeah.
It's an opinion-based question, so I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, Corbin, what's yours?
Well, I'm probably
Wait. Did you even say yours yet?
No.
We're just gonna skip right over some.
Well, we haven't heard much from Corbin.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
Corbin.
probably teleportation.
Oh.
I feel like that'd be the most useful thing. Like, you can get to places so much quicker. You don't want something that's super noticeable. Like, you could keep it discreet, and like people wouldn't know. You could just kind of do it in your own time.
It's like just venting.
Hey,
Among Us.
calm down here.
Just
No.
like use a magical word and just
Yeah,
like,
basically.
use like a magical word and you say where you want to go.
Yeah. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know how it functions.
Okay, so my
but-
question is, I've seen two different
Yeah.
ways that this can be used. I've seen people who, and these are two different, like, they're not Marvel, they're not DC, these are just like side movies. Some people, like, you'll look at where you're trying to go and you can teleport to it. Other times you can, like, pick a point on, like, a globe or a map, or you can, like, think of where you want to go and you can go there. Would you rather be able to just see where to go, or you could pick the location?
I don't like it. I don't think it'd be cool if you could just like look at a map and say I want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be better if you just have to like actually see where you're gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's, and even if you're, I mean, if you're going for this map location for teleportation, you can always get up to a higher place and go faster off this because you will always travel. This is really theoretical as well, but you can always travel faster than anything if you're teleporting everywhere you go. So,
Yeah.
All right, John, because I'm still not ready for mine yet.
Alright, so this goes with another movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. So, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ooh.
You guys know that one? Andrew Garfield
I think I saw it.
with Electro and, well, they're taking the Goblin.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Okay.
The Rhino at the very end.
Yep.
I'd probably say the same thing as Electro, being able to like control and conduct electricity.
Oh.
Look how badass he is in that movie.
He is pretty cool. He's got that crap going on. It's like, geez, I mean, it'd be cool to have.
I mean, just imagine that type of power with you. Like the touch of a fingertip. I mean,
You could knock all of us out of our chairs right now.
Hey, don't joke about that. If he ever gets powers, he's gonna start doing it.
I mean that wouldn't be the point, but still, being able to conduct electricity like that would be pretty cool.
Okay, I think I would say telekinesis. I think the idea of telekinesis is kind of cool to be able to move things with your mind. And I'm just going to say this. If I get in this electrician field here and I'm going to go in a full-time job, it'd be a lot faster to do wiring in a house with just moving with my hand. You'd be like, this one here, that one there, put this one in there, and then let's get this one over here into that and strip this too. It's like so much stuff in my daily life would be a lot faster, but it's also kind of creepy to think about someone just like going like, those are my glasses, not yours. That's my phone, not yours. And that hat over there, it's me too. It's like, it's a little scary. I don't know.
I'll take that shirt.
Jesus. All right, if we can do, so we're currently at 43. We have 2 minutes left in the podcast of our first half. Let's see. We got a mystery topic here. Let's go to aliens. This and for all the people here, this is a big jump, and this will be continued on in the mystery topic after 2 minutes. But we're gonna start with this. So.
Where do we even start with this topic? Like the Area 51 raid, or
Oh my God!
Like,
This is actually.
Phoenix Lights controversy?
I forgot about that Area 51 raid. Naruto runners, man. Freaking Naruto runners.
They can't stop us all, am I right?
Apparently not. Was that even as big as it was planned to be?
No, it was supposed to be huge, but
No,
only
it
like a
just
couple
turned out
showed
to like
up.
a party at a bar or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, yeah, because it was the Area 51, like, the bar and grill or something like that, and then that's where it actually happened or something like that.
Dead
It was
by
just-
from COVID into it.
Yeah.
Even 51.
Oh,
Even
Jesus.
The creator of the group said it was just basically meant to be a joke.
Yeah,
So
I got that understanding off of it, but it, like, some people were like, let's
Serious.
go for it. Like, they cannot overtake us. And it's like, well,
They would call
They are
it
the military.
Army,
It's like,
I think if it really happened, they would call it the army.
Yeah, they would have.
just drop a bomb on them. Drastic measures right here. All right, we have 1 minute left of our podcast. This may go over just a little bit here. We hope you guys enjoy our podcast. We're gonna come back in part 2 if you guys can watch us, and we will be diving into the Aliens podcast. We're also gonna just partake on more different topics here. We're not strictly keeping this topic. We will dive into everything on it. So, we hope you guys like our first podcast and check out our next episode and follow us on Snapchat and Instagram. Snapchat is where we'll be posting our merchandise drops, and Instagram is where we're just kind of posting our updates of what's happened in the podcast. I will be posting just a picture of our podcast table DIY and what you guys see from what we're doing. So thank you very much. Check us back out in the next podcast. Guys, you want to say bye?
Leave a like down there. And put a comment down there too.
If you don't leave a like, we'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. Maybe that's a little drastic, but you know what?
Creepy.
It's worth it.
Creepy.
What are you saying? We're gonna Area 51 raid their house. We're gonna make them like it our video. All right, Corbin. Anything else to say on the end of the video?
No, not really.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you very much for checking up into us, and hashtag stay random.